Welcome to the One Voice webinar series, and today we will be talking about our transcription services and specifically our option one. We call it option one, we call it sphere one, we call it turnkey. They're all interchangeable. Um, Joining us today is Jennifer McCrimmon, who is our Director of Client Services and our demo specialist. I'm Roy Gilbert. I'm the president of One Voice. Introducing her. Jennifer brings 20 plus years experience in various medical positions. She's experienced in all areas of hospital, clinic, and small practice transcription. She's been with One Voice for 13 years and is the person we go to when we need answers. She'll probably be your interface when you call us, and you'll see she really knows her stuff. So without me going on anymore, I'm going to turn this over to Jennifer.
Hi, Roy, and thank you for the introduction, and welcome everyone to our webinar, and thank you for attending. For this webinar, I want to walk you through our option one, or as Roy referred to it, sphere one, or even turnkey solution. And this option is for those of you who want to dictate and forget about the rest. We'll take care of everything from dictation to delivery. We'll begin with talking about our dictation capture methods. The first method, of course, is the all-familiar Olympus Digital handheld. This is great for on-the-go standard dictation. This method does require our web-based installation called Voice Reader, and I'll just bring that up for you. And this installation can be placed on any computer or laptop. It's just a web-based installation that will be used to send in your voice files. You can send in your voice files as often as you need to. You can send in 2 at a time. You can send in 100 at a time. But this is dependent, your turnaround time is dependent upon when those voice files get sent in. But a lot of physicians do find it very handy to just be able to put it in the pocket and go. So that's the handheld option. Our second method is our phone-in option. And although this can be used with any size practice, it's especially used in hospitals and other institutions that, have different form types, such as HMPs, discharge summaries, consults, things like that. Just allows the physician to be able to sort those out so we know that that's an HMP and that it needs to be moved to the top for processing first. This option also decreases your turnaround time because the dictation is sent in as soon as your provider hangs up. So as soon as they hang up, it automatically comes into us for processing. And you don't have to wait for someone to actually send in voice files. This option is also completely customizable. So if your provider is used to a particular ID number or a particular form type number, in most cases we can duplicate this for them so they don't have to worry about going back and learning new numbers, things like that. The only drawback is if you're using a cell phone. Make sure you have a strong signal. I can't tell you how many times signals were dropped in the middle of dictation and the provider did not realize it was dropped. So if you are using a cell phone, just make sure that you do have a good strong cell signal. The third option, of course, is an iPhone app. This turns your iPhone into a recording device and works a lot like the standard phone-in option because it will give you the capability of being able to identify if something is an HMP or if it is a discharge summary, we can process it for you accordingly. It also offers the same turnaround time because that file comes in as soon as the physician disconnects. So it does decrease your turnaround time also. Now that we've talked about dictation capture methods, let's go directly into what we can do for your facility. Here at One Voice, we believe in our clients having access to their reports. We offer 100% archiving of your reports forever. So 10 years down the road, if you need access to a report we dictated, we processed, you have full access to that report. We also believe in you being able to listen to your reports. So we're going to keep that voice attached to your report for up to 90 days. So at any time, if you do need to go in and listen to what that provider dictated, you're able to do so. Our archiving and searching is very easy. You can bring up from 1 report at a time up to 200 at a time. You can search by a particular patient's name, medical record number. You can search by a particular provider. So let's say you needed to know everything a particular provider dictated on a particular date, maybe the date of service. You can easily go in and select that visit date, select that date, whether it's 1 day or a week, or whatever that date range you need it to be, and you can pull those reports up. Here your reports are listed according to your search criteria. And again, you can be able to look and tell exactly the difference between your reports. If you did not select a particular provider, of course, all of them will be listed there. We also give you full access to be able to go in and change your reports. Now, this is customizable. So if you have someone in your facility that you want to have specific edit privileges, and of course, any kind of changes, any kind of access is all covered in a full audit trail. So you will be able to pull a note to access to the report and whether or not they did any edits or changes and things like that. But depending on your access levels that you use, and again, that's customizable, you can go in, you can re-pull a report, you can reprint a report. Let's say the emergency room calls and they've got one of your patients over in the emergency room, and you're able to go in, pull the last time the physician saw that patient. You can actually pull that note. You can even distribute it from here. Well, this one here doesn't have the correct report title, but you can distribute it here, fax it over to that emergency room. So it allows for great continuity of care for your reports and for your patients, because you can send that directly over to the emergency room when it's needed. Of course, there's full print capabilities. Again, edit capabilities is completely up to you. You can choose whether or not a particular person has those privileges, but it just allows you to be able to go in and do whatever you need to do with your reports. Now we'll move on to, we've talked about the access levels, we're going to move on to reports. Another function that we really believe in and we're excited about is a very robust list of report options. So at any time if you need to run a report, and you're going to see a lot on the screen, of course we would customize this to fit your needs and what report you need to have access to, but you can go in and run any kind of report that you need. For instance, if you need that line count report, you need to know exactly what patients have been processed, if you need a list of those patients, all of that's available for you, and it is customizable. And again, we'll make sure that you only see the reports that you need or that you have requested. Now let's few minutes. And don't worry, I'm going to give some opportunity for some questions at the end of this webinar. I know I can go a little fast at times, but don't worry, we'll make sure you have time to get in any questions that you have. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about delivery of reports. With our system, we are able to customize your delivery. We offer a wide range of delivery options that can even work simultaneously with whatever options or number of options that you choose. We offer everything from standard printing, just go in, click and print, and it's taken care of, to customizable EMR delivery. As long as your EMR is HL7 compatible, we can deliver your documentation into your patient encounter. We also offer auto-faxing. This works great, especially for specialty physicians who want to send out maybe a custom letter or to the referring physician. We can duplicate logos and formatting. So if you do have that nice piece of artwork that you paid a fortune for and that you are paying a fortune for pre-printed letterhead, you don't have to worry about that anymore. We can take that logo and we can put it on that letter for you. We can even duplicate a physician's signature. So if your physician wants his or her actual signature at the bottom of that letter, we can take care of it for you. All we're going to do is we're going to take that, we're going to put it all together for you, and we're going to send it over to the referring physician. Auto-faxing can also be used in the case that I mentioned before. The emergency room calls and they need some kind of documentation on the patient. Maybe the patient was just seen yesterday in your office. You simply go in, select that distribution to the emergency room, and it'll automatically fax it over to them. And there's absolutely no additional charge for the faxing either. And this does work great. We also can send copies to simultaneous copies. We have clients who not only want a copy delivered into their EMR or sent to a referring physician, but let's say that physician is admitting a patient and wants a copy automatically sent over to printer number 2 on the med-surg floor. We can take care of that. All the physician has to do is tell us, and we can go in and we can send a copy over to that floor. Let's say your physician is a surgeon and needs a copy of an H&P sent over to the operating room. We can take care of that also, or the surgery center. We can send multiple distributions on the fly and simultaneously. We can also send a copy to a lot of coding systems. You know, we have our coding system, so we can send a copy not only to 5 other distributions, but make sure that copy gets delivered into your coding application if you choose that option with us also. The point is we can take care of all of them, and we can do them all simultaneously and all at the same time. Getting started with us can take just as little as a few days. With a short phone call with myself, or a lot of times you'll speak with Donna or one of our other management staff, that's all it takes. There's just a few short, simple questions as far as delivery options, access levels, number of physicians, getting their information, things like that, and that's all it takes. But we can get you set up and dictating very quickly. And if your needs change, we're able to change with you. So if you do need to add additional distributions, we can take care of that for you also on the fly. And of course, there's no charge for that customization or any changes that you may need to make on down the line. To wrap this up, I want to take a few minutes and talk about OneVoice. We're a 100% U.S.-based company. We don't outsource anything overseas. This allows us to produce a higher quality document with the fastest turnaround time available. Our standard turnaround time is next business day. We don't charge extra for stat requests, and as always, turnaround times are customizable to fit your needs. We understand meaningful use and J-code, and we're able to accommodate those customized turnaround times. Our charge for transcription is based on a 65 visual black character line, so no, you do not get charged extra for bolding, paragraphs, or the dreaded one word on a line. Counts as a full line. That's just bad business in our book. Ours is just straight 65 visual black characters, and there's no hidden fees or hidden charges with that. I want to take this opportunity. I do see we have a couple of questions, so I want to get to these questions. And let's see, we have one from Thomas in Indiana. He's asked about the actual pricing. Our pricing is based on volume. It can be as little as 11 cents per line. And again, that's with delivery, all the delivery options, a complete turnkey service. You don't have to worry about a thing. But again, it is based on volume, but can be as little as 11 cents per line. The visual black character line, of course. Anne from Arizona has asked about EMR integration costs. On our part, it's free. We do not charge for the anything that we need to do as far as integrating in with your EMR. We already have integrations with several of the top EMRs out there in the country. And depending on volume and other services that you may sign up for, like our coding service and things like that, in some cases we've even picked up your costs. So it just really depends. Again, generally, you know, we don't charge anything for our part in it, and depending on your situation and your volume, you know, we may be able to work something out with you for your costs, because we do realize that these integration costs can be quite pricey at times. And also with EMRs, a lot of them do not require full integration. You know, some EMRs have where we just fax a copy and it automatically, based off of where we put information in the document, and I won't go into a lot of the nuts and bolts, but it's able to recognize that patient and put it into the correct patient encounter. We've also worked with MISIS headers and a lot of other different workarounds that we've been able to do with various EMR companies. So it just really depends on your situation and your EMR. Do I have any other questions out there? Y'all have been an easy crowd. Okay, this is going to wrap up our option 1 turnkey solution webinar. Please do not hesitate to contact me at the number listed on our contact page with any questions. And 8 out of 10 times, I'm the one that's going to answer the phone. So just give me a call if you need me, and I am available for any kind of questions that you have. And I'm looking forward to talking with you. Thanks a lot. Roy?
Great. Thanks, Jen. That was an excellent overview of our services. Like Jennifer said, give us a call. We're here to help. And we'll come visit if we need to, if we want to, if you want us to. If not, we can do everything online. Either way, it's not a problem for us. Thank you, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.